Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Hope everyone is doing well. Welcome to the Hard Truth. Welcome to episode 2, where we are going to talk about next season, pretty much. I think it's the time to talk about next season instead of talking about the rest of the season. Yes, we're still in the Champions League. Yes, we might still win it. But it's international break. Let's just have a little bit of a break from this season where we have lost our minds a little bit. And let's focus in on next season. Because obviously, Andrea Berta is going to be announced very, very soon. So let's just talk about next season instead of worrying too much about this season. Let's look forward to next season, which is where I'm looking at it. Big up to Geeks. Sorry, Geeks, before I get into your comment, mate, I do have to big up to Tamina. Now, I know Tamina did put up some comments. For some reason, StreamYard don't keep them. So I know, Tamina, if you're watching, I did see that you had posted a lot of comments, and unfortunately, they haven't come up, so I cannot put them up. But thank you ever so much for putting up early comments. For some reason, StreamYard just don't keep them. I have no way of keeping them on there. So I would do want to big up to Tamina because I know she did put some wonderful comments in beforehand, but unfortunately, StreamYard just don't keep them. I do apologise about that. So yeah, I just want to big up to Tamina because I know she does do the effort to. She pretty much comments as soon as I put a stream up. So really do appreciate it. But let's get back to Geeks. Looking all for this week, so avoiding the camera. Hope you're all happy and healthy. Thank you very much, mate. Yeah, this is how I feel comfortable at the moment myself. So I like to hide behind the lion. Big up to Chris. 3 points for you today, mate. You should be happy with that. So yeah, the always next season conversation. Well, the reason I'm doing it is because obviously we're going to get a new sporting director. He has a very different way of working, and he will have a different way of working with Mikel. So it's definitely worth the conversation. Better off doing that. Oh, mate, if it wasn't so early sometimes, I would actually do a watch along to the F1 races because I enjoyed the qualifying this morning, I have to be honest. My concern is defensive sales. Could detract from attacking targets. The last piece of the puzzle. I will worry we will end up doing both departments an injustice. Yeah, look, we'll get into what I know we're definitely going to do and then touch upon what else I think we will do. There's 4 positions that I know we're definitely doing, and then it's a case of what else could we do next season. So I'll get into that, Geeks. I promise, mate. But I hope you're doing well, Nick. Congratulations on good mate Carl trophy. You're still bottom, aren't you? I couldn't believe that. I quickly looked at the table after I obviously saw that you beat Bromley, which is obviously someone that is closely attached to Arsenal because of their coach, and we send players there quite a lot on loan and stuff. So Bromley are kind of attached to Arsenal, but yeah, I was still shocked that you're still bottom. I thought that win would get you a little bit further up the table, but my God, it's a good start. That's how I look at it. Let's just hope you can continue to get some results and just try and make the best of this season and hopefully don't go down. But anyway, one more. I want us to be able to face the season with a squad that leaves zero room for regrets or limitations. All out trophy push without excuses is my hope and expectations. Big up to Michael. Evening, Bobby, and all. Nice stress-free Arsenal weekend and not a peep from Miles haters who have crawled back under their ignorant rocks. Correct. It's very good to see Miles Lewis-Skelly obviously not only make his debut, but also score on his debut, which is lovely. But yeah, I couldn't be happier for the lad. Everyone knows how much I love the Highlanders. I've been calling for us to give him a chance for seasons and seasons. Obviously, this season, I'd say we were slightly pushed into Waneri playing as more as what he has. Lewis Skelly, I did feel that he would take Mo El-Neni's place, but if in actual fact he's played more than I was expecting, so that's a positive. But yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy. Still 7 points off safety. We've got game in hand versus Jesus on Tuesday, so it could be 4. I'm sorry, I've seen it all before last season. This season, I'll be content if we get out of relegation zone. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for you, mate. But it was our best performance offensively. We did get away with Bromley missing 2 chances, 1 cleared offline, and Cheek missing tap in on the final kickoff game. Really, oh jeez, Cheek is a good player, to be fair. Right, let's get into the first talking point. So, war chest of over 300 million. But what are your must-haves? So for me, striker, left winger, 2 midfielders, a left back, backup goalkeeper are must-haves for me. They are the must-haves. Anything above that, I'm happy. But must-haves for me is a left back because of the situation with Zinni, Tierney, and the fact that pretty much no one can really play left back properly. Lewis Skelly needs to be put in midfield. Obviously, Neto needs to go. Sterling's will go. So, yeah, new left winger. I'm not too worried about the right-hand side because we do have Waneri. Kai can play there as well, and he'll be back end of July. So I'm not too worried about Saka because if I was the coach, I'd make sure that I was rotating Saka and giving him some rest now and then. But being Arteta, he will just play Saka pretty much every single game. So what's the point in wasting money on a right winger anyway, in my opinion? Geek saying striker, winger, left back, goalkeeper, and a mid, and a creative mid. Yeah, pretty much on. So, see, we're looking at a young lad from Stuttgart. He is. I don't normally see this very often, but he can play. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different roles? So he's the strongest in attacking midfield. He's left-footed, but he can also play right wing, right midfield, left midfield, midfielder, and DM. And honestly, he can do all those positions very, very well. He's only 22 as well. He's a young French lad. But yeah, I'd be quite happy. I'd be content with him, to be fair. Because at the end of the day, we all know how Mikel's going to play. We all know it. And he's not going to get many opportunities. So we don't want a top-class player because we'll just be having a top-class player on the bench. I want someone that will mature over time and improve. And he's only, I think, yeah, he's pretty sure he's 22. And he will just get better and better in time, in my opinion. So, yeah, big up to Temmie saying, evening, Bobby. Evening, Tem. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Too many times this season we said this is the win now to kick us on. MK Dons have nothing to play for now, so it should be winnable, but always turns out other way. Basically, we win when unexpected. Yeah, pretty much. I wasn't expecting you to win against the Bromley today because Bromley have had a decent season. I wouldn't say they're brilliant, but better than I was expecting from Bromley. But yeah. How can I time you out? We can compete, but we need a top striker, a versatile winger, a world-class 8, and a left back, in my opinion. This is why I was going to time you out for. No, Zinni needs to be sold. Quicker the better, if I'm honest. I did my Carlisle keep sell loan release earlier today. Jeez. Was it just sell everybody? Oh dear. My only issue with Swiss Army knife players, jack of all trades and the master of none. I agree. Yep. Arsenal, the history and more, saying Arteta out. I'll be honest, I get you. I'll be honest. And everyone knows this. I don't think he's the right man. But it's pointless me saying Arteta out because at the end of the day, I don't see him leaving at the moment. Next season, all the pressure will be on him next season, fans included. I'm sure they're not going to be fooled next season. So I do definitely agree that next season is definitely something that has to go spot on for him. This window has to plan beyond Arteta. Totally agree. like I said, the way that, and I'll get into this obviously with how the relationship will work between Andrea and Mikko. So I'll get onto that in a little bit. We get any more players? We need a new manager, says BX. Well, BX, I get it. I'm with you on this one, mate. I'll be honest. I'm not convinced at all. I always had my suspicions he wouldn't be good enough. I've not been one of those that believes he's the Messiah. I don't believe he's done wonders at the club, so I don't really care if he left. If anything, I think he's actually made us a little bit less likely to win trophies because he's taken as I said, the word begins with a B, ends with a D. He's taken those out of the team. And I think you need some of those sometimes just to get you over the line. So, yeah, for me, he's not the man at all. Harry McCurdy, ex-Carlisle, scored for Bromley today and celebrated in front of us. Done it with previous club to wind up merchant. Carlisle fans don't like him. I personally have no dislike, to be honest. I had a feeling he played for you. When I saw his name, I was thinking, I'm pretty sure he was ex-Carlisle. I wonder if Chris Welch would take Samoa at Carlisle. Oh, so there we go. I was thinking Samoa, even I don't even know that player is. Honest answer to me. Maybe Berta would herald Simeone coming to the club. No comment on that. I'm going to move swiftly on because I'm not going to comment on who Arsenal might get if if Arteta goes. Yeah, let's just say I know that there's definitely two favourites for the position for me. Correct, Temmie. Correct. The only reason I'm not saying it is because my son can hear. So I'm not going to say it. But thank you very much, Temmie. So yeah, let's move on. But yeah, so I think that's covered our must-haves, if I'm honest. To be honest, when McCurdy did his celebration, I just smiled and laughed, but didn't end well as he was subbed off in the second half, 2-1 down. He ran straight off with booze. Well, I'm pretty sure he knew he was going to get that as well. Right, let's go. Who should leave? Right. This is gonna be a problem. Right, obviously we'll start with Neto and Sterling. Right, let's just all agree on those ones. Yeah. For me, Kivior has to go. Tierney will go. Yeah, I said Kivior. Sinchenko needs to go. Jorginho needs to go. But Jorginho is a weird one because he wants to have a chat with Andrea when he officially signs his contract to see what kind of role he would have, which is interesting because, that should be Mikel's area, but it clearly isn't. But it's going to be interesting. Obviously, TP has off the field issues, which I'd rather he get that dealt with before I even discuss what I'd do with him. Then we go into midfield. Right, Fabio Vieira. I feel we have to sell him. I don't want to, but I feel we have to. He's never going to get the chance at Arsenal to prove himself. So for me, he has to go. Conga, he will go. I don't see an issue with that. I think he'll just make his permanent move to Seville. Tavares is a permanent move and will actually get another lump sum because it does look like Tavares will actually be sold by Lazio as well to a big club for quite a lot of money as far as I've heard. So that's a good one. Reece Nelson got to go. Who else? Kai, no, we couldn't sell Kai right now. He's not coming back to full fitness until the end of July. So, yeah, I don't see us selling him in January, personally. I think probably that will be the following summer if we were to sell him, but I just feel we have to. I think for him as well, personally. Jesus, again, because of his injury. Oh, excuse me. He will be back. November time. So again, I expect him to go next January, mainly because of the World Cup. He will want to get involved in the World Cup. I suppose that kind of knocks on with Havertz as well, but I feel that we will play Havertz. So I think he'll have enough minutes to possibly get into the German squad if he's good enough, obviously. Who am I missing? I don't think I'm missing anyone. Anyone else I would sell? Trying to think. I think that's pretty much it, in my opinion. But yeah, that's a lot, to be honest. All right, let's get into the comments. I've just noticed one there. So I'm treating the win as job well done. Now get down to on and move on. 100%. Geeks saying Zinni, Kivio, Party, Georgie, Tierney, Jesus, and Loney's. Players to leave. Runnisson's gone, mate. So don't worry about Runnisson. He's gone. Neto, Kivio, Tomiyasu, Tierney, Party, Jorginho, Laconga, Vieira, Tavares, Trossard, and Jesus. Yep, don't disagree with any of those. And Nelson too. Yeah, I can't argue with what Arsenal need, to be honest. Tommy's a tricky one, I'll be honest. If we can get him fully fit, then he's going to be a very important squad player. If we were to sell him, would we have to replace him? I feel we would have to get a centre-back in. Now, centre-backs are not cheap. We're definitely looking at some, but that could have a knock-on effect from Gabriel or Saliba possibly leaving. But I feel we'd have to get another centre-back in. Because Timber White on the right-hand side, Calafiori and new left-back on the left-hand side, that only leaves us Saliba and Gabriel in midfield. Yes, Ben White could do it, and yes, Timber could do it. But if you got, let's look at how injuries happen. We could have more than one injury, which would be an absolute nightmare at the defence, which would stretch us out. So I'd feel if we were to sell Tommy, we would have to buy a centre-back. Have to. And the ones we're looking at, I don't think would be happy with a squad role. Personally, I have to be honest with this, less than the squad role. Like a Kivior type player, which none of these players would be happy with, in my opinion. But yeah, Trossard, yeah, Trossard's one of the players that is not happy at the club. And I feel that we should get rid of him. But someone wants to keep him because I think that Martinelli is more likely to go than Trossard, which I feel is wrong. Personally, that's just me. Obviously, people have different opinions on this. The media are overhyping Hamilton's sprint win. It's a sprint win, not the actual race. Obviously, I still give him credit, but don't. Yeah. Well, what I saw in qualifying for me kind of tells me the story about Ferrari. Obviously, I wasn't up for the sprint. Oh, Jesus. But I did watch the qualifying, and Ferrari looks right. Oh, crikey. Do apologise. But nothing special. I'll probably you named Detto to Renison. Fair enough. I renamed after the howler against Girona. Scott Carson has won Premier League sitting on City, but what's the point? Yeah. And the thing is, he brags about it as well. And I'm thinking to myself, you haven't played a game, mate. It's just like, yeah. Different setups in sprint. And, yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah. Look at Lando, struggled throughout the sprint, but did well. I wouldn't say the first two qualifieds, to be fair. He struggled a little bit at the beginning, but came into it, got it right in the end. But yeah, it's a whole. See, for me, the fact that was kept, but they get rid of the fastest lap, annoys me, if I'm honest. I don't like the sprints. I never do. But yeah, I think that's covered all the players who should leave. Now, what would the relationship be like between Andrea and Mikel? Working relationship. Now, I'm not having a knock on Edu for this, but obviously Edu and Mikel were friends, you know. Not so much now, if I'm honest. But it'll be a working relationship, and Andrea will know that he has more power when it comes to the business side of Arsenal, when it comes to transfers and stuff and contracts. He has a lot of power. And Mikel will not be allowed to overstep the mark now. So you won't get a signing like Kai, you won't get a signing like Marino, because if the data and the scout report does not back the signing up, he won't come through the door. Simple as that. So it's going to be a proper working relationship, which I think is the right thing. You know, again, I'm not knocking Edu, but crikey, so I just keep yawning now. Mikel just overstepped the mark, personally. I didn't like it. It doesn't. At the end of the day, what's important for Arsenal is getting it right, not protecting a man, not protecting whatever people think of him as. Some people I've heard called him Arteta a legend. I'm like, I don't remember him being a legend. It's definitely not a legend in my head. But yeah, it's going to be a proper working relationship, and I feel that is what we need. Agreed, Bobby, but Americans love sprints. Great. Whoopie doo. I don't like the sprint. No, I just I'm never seem to be up for it or it's also just the pain in the ass to try and watch it twice in a day. It's really hard to try and find the time to watch 2 races in a day. I still think Arteta can become a legendary coach if he makes some changes to his style. Well, yeah, that's obviously possible. I personally think because of the way he looks at certain targets, he wants to be the boss. He wants to be the man. He wants to be the only person that speaks. And I personally think that is wrong within a dressing room. I feel you need some people with a little bit of attitude that kicks back sometimes. So yeah, for me, he's just, for me, just not got it, in my opinion. Look, I'm all than happy to be proven wrong, but I just don't think he has got it. I'm not overreacting about Liverpool either. Oh my God, we're only winning the league. What a disaster. Obviously, me being sarcastic. I said league all day long. Well done. We finally had a bad week. Yeah, exactly. You had a bad week. Jeez, we've had about 4 of them. 5 of them probably over the course of the season, which is why we're not challenging you. You've had 1 bad week at the office, mate. Jeez. But at the end of the day, you're going to win the league, so who cares? You know, PSG. I did say to you, didn't I? I said PSG may be a bit of a problem, just because I think they're better without Mbappe in the team. I just think they look a better team. I know it sounds really weird saying taking Mbappe out of the team makes them a better team, but for me, Mbappe is a problem. So yeah. But yeah, I don't know what the stress is about personally. All the elements of greatness have been exhibited by his teams over the past few years. Something just got to click now. Yeah, 100%. Cup final, we didn't turn up, and credit. Yeah, exactly. You don't turn up to a cup final, you're going to get beaten. Bobby, wait if we beat Madrid and Saka returns. What if we beat? Right. Saka should be back for the Real Madrid. I don't expect him to start in the first leg, but I do expect him to start in the second leg. Personally, that's from everything I know. I don't see us beating Real Madrid. I just think they've got too much firepower for us, and we can't score. We can score 1 or 2, But I think against Real Madrid, you need to be able to score 3 or 4. It's going to be a fine line. I don't think we'll get battered. I honestly don't think we will. But I just don't think we've got enough. And that's a shame, personally. But it is what it is. But yeah. Big up, mate. Big up, Cole. Big up, Bobby. I said this back in May 2024. Arteta is not going to lead us anywhere, and his in-game and player management is an indictment on him. Berta is going to raise hell. Oh, yeah. Mate, he's done already. He's done so much already. We've got the things he's already done. Now, obviously, he can't officially sign his contract for other reasons that I don't think anyone's really going to talk about, and that's fine. But he's already brought in a whole new scout who's brought in a whole portfolio on Portugal. We've got new targets. He's sent out over 10 of our scouts to get new information on certain players that we've never even considered. He has caused so much excitement, for me anyway, that I can't wait. I honestly cannot wait to the summer, because I do believe that this summer Arsenal will do extremely well. I just still don't think Arteta's got enough, mainly for what Cole's saying here. Player management, he can't do it, and in-game management, he just can't do it. We've seen it all season. He doesn't change. If something's not working, he doesn't change it. And if clearly someone's not having a good game, he doesn't take him off. He just sticks with them and then makes the weirdest substitutions in the world. Taking off a right back for another right back, taking off a left back to put another left back on. What did he do the other day? Took off one of our forward players and brought on Tierney to play left wing. Like, what the hell? So yeah, for me, a little bit. No, I think sometimes this season he's lost the plot a little bit. Obviously, not winning at everything is like me having to take what I got because he told me to. Yes, 100%. What did you think of Capello's comments about Pep, Bobby? Agree with some of it, especially in regards to him doing things so he could get the credit. Reminded me of Arteta playing ESR centre forward versus Villarreal. I'll be honest, I have not seen any of things about Capello. I don't particularly like listening to him. I don't like anyone really talking about Pep, because I don't rate Pep as highly as a lot of people do. And Capello, I honestly couldn't care what he thinks. If I'm honest, he's just a grumpy old man at the moment. I remember them saying something about Tuchel, but I just don't agree with him. I really don't. But I'll have to look it up because I honestly haven't read it. I got a horrible feeling that I have to do a League 2 final day watch low. Yes, I got a feeling you will, mate, if I'm honest. Nothing changing until Arteta gone for me. My opinion, yep. Roy Keane is right on Arteta. How many years does he need? Correct. Do you honestly think that he will lead us anywhere if he gets everything he asked for in the summer? Because personally, I don't think it would make much difference. This is what I think, Carl. I think even if we got all the targets we wanted, I think because of his in-game management and his player management, in terms of resting players and running them into the ground and getting them injuries, I still think that's going to be his Achilles heel. I honestly do. We've seen it so many games this season where we just can't beat the low block, and he won't change anything about that. Look, we've had Nathan on the bench how many times this season? We were struggling to score, and we don't put a striker on the pitch. Yes, he's 22. Yes, he's never played at Arsenal, but why not give him a chance? He's got 15 goal contributions in 11 games in Premier League 2. That's enough for me to say, just give him a damn chance. Give the lad a chance, because it's better than having Mikel Merino up front. I can guarantee you that. And it just frustrates the hell out of me, mate. We need a miracle to beat Madrid. Yep. I'll be honest. I'm too honest when it comes to some questions like that. It will need an absolute miracle to beat Madrid. I don't see it happening at all. If I was to pick out of the two teams to play out at Atletico and Real Madrid, I think we've got the better team that would suit us because they won't do a low block. But Real Madrid are just better than us. They've got a better front three. I guarantee there's some Arsenal fans out there doing a combined 11, and they'll probably put 7 or 8 Arsenal players in there. And I'll be like, I don't know what you're taking, but I really need some of it. Because, in my opinion, Real Madrid are still class compared to us. We're not there. But yeah. So would it not be cheaper to sack him and get a proven manager in? We have enough defenders to go back to it. I agree. Don't get me wrong. We've got Calafiori, Saliba, and Gabriel. We could play a back three, but he's not going to do that. We all know this. You know me, Mick Cole. I give people the opportunities to pick their own teams. I don't give them restrictions. I just allow them to do whatever they want. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen a team matching Arteta's for months because everyone's trying different things. And that's the way you should be. You should be trying different things to try and make something work. Yes, we've had injuries. That's football. This happens. It happens at all clubs, So find a way to do it. You don't put a midfielder who, let's be all honest, has not played very well, even in the midfield role that he's meant to be good at. Don't put him up front. I'd rather see David Raya up front. I saw someone said someone chose a team the other day. Put Calafiori up front. And look, I know Brenny wasn't very keen on it, but at the end of the day, he looks more threatening than what Marino does. So why not try it? Why not try it? Because at the end of the day, what's the worst that's going to happen? I just pray Carlisle somehow stay up because I don't want different emotions doing Liverpool Carlisle season reviews. I'm still calling Carlisle's season out regardless. Yeah, well, I 100% agree. Bromley are in playoff race, so I'm shocked we got anything against them. Yeah, so was I. I was quite shocked. But that's a good result, being a team that are fighting for the playoffs. I thought very good. Very good. Look, at the end of the day, people have got issues with certain players being in the squad. I get it. But he does need some players that, one, fits in his system, two, have got the experience of just working in international football. This is Thomas's first international manager role. International football is so different to club football. People don't realise how different it is. It is mental. So, we won 2-0. Wouldn't say it was amazing performance, but we did it. So, yeah, that's how I look at it. Temi, just like Bruce, which left the famous back five for Wenger, Arteta can leave Arsenal in its current state for a better manager to wrap it up. I honestly do think, not a lot of people back me up on this one, but I think Gasperini would be perfect for 2 seasons. I think he'll win us something. He would then put that winning mentality into the club, ready for the next man to come in, who I feel we already know who that we want. And yeah, Marino has been okay up front. He's just not a striker. Exactly, but we've got a striker on the bench. Butler Oadeji. We don't play him. We've actually also got, drumroll, Trossard, who can play number 9. Martinelli, we could possibly give a number 9 slot to. There's other ways of doing things, but for some reason, he wants to use his best pal. This is what Cole obviously would do. Raya, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Tierney, Rice, Partey, Trossard, Odegaard, Waneri, Martinelli. Transition the counter-attack and we might pull something off. Exactly. It's not that hard, is it, Cole? Let's be honest. But for some reason, this is what frustrates the heck out of me. And now, looking at your 4-2-3-1, that is what I expect to see next season. I expect us to be a little bit more like that. So we'll have 2 kind of holding midfielders. I call them the Mitchell brothers. And Odegaard will be more free to do what he wants in the attacking role, which hopefully is going forwards and not backwards or sideways. But yeah, I'm looking forward to next season if we get the right transfer window done, if that makes sense. We've got the job done versus Albania. Albania, no mugs. Everyone thinks just because they're Albania, they're going to be so easy. They are extremely well drilled. Extremely well drilled. So yeah, definitely no one of these mugs at international football really. You know, they're just well drilled teams. Well, everyone's slating me because I was back in the Dan Burn call up. I thought personally, why the hell not? You know, he's a hard-working defender, and he does the job very well. Personally, I think Dan Burn is very underrated by a lot of people. And I don't care about his age. If he's done well enough, he deserves to call up. It's as simple as that for me. And yeah, Lewis Kelly, Konza. Yeah, Konza did well. I've always had question marks on Konza, but this season, and especially against Albania, he did much better. But yeah, is the next man currently managing in the Premier League? No comment, but good try, Michael. After Gasparini's treatment of Lookman over the penalty miss, I don't want him anywhere near my club. Fair enough. It's like I said, it's just my idea. It's just what I feel that we need a manager that will come in, probably get us a trophy, and put some winning mentality in that dressing room. Chris tried to wind me up here. I agree. We get so much better and more balanced. Yeah, I expect that's what we'll do. That's what I expect next season. A 4-2-3-1 set up in majority of the games. I think some games we may do a slightly different formation, but that would be refreshing anyway. Having one different formation from one game to another would be lovely. Anyway, let's get on with the next question. What will Andrea bring to the club? I think we kind of covered it, to be fair. He does not mess about. For people that are unaware of what he's done, he's been at 3 different clubs. I can never say the first one, but it's in Italy. It begins with a C, Campallo or something like that. Then he went to Genoa. Then he went to Atletico Madrid. Now, the first year at Atletico Madrid, I don't think they won the title for like 17 years. First season as technical director, they won the league. They've won it twice whilst he's been at the club. Now, bear in mind that, let's be honest, La Liga is pretty much owned by Barcelona and Real Madrid. So for Atletico Madrid to actually not just win it once, but twice in that period whilst Andrea was there is very important. And he also sets up a whole massive scouting network, has a little black book that's got so many different contacts in. It's really helpful. He knows how to bring someone in that, in my opinion, is actually pretty much unbuyable, and he's managed to do it. But also he sells extremely well. He knows how to negotiate, and that is the important part. His negotiating skills is incredible, and I do expect him to do extremely well this summer, personally. So yeah, it's so obvious when people say no comment, that means complete opposite. I'm just saying it's just no comment. I know full well who the 2 people are that we are most likely to get, and I'm not going to comment. There we go. Why would you want Slot? He's a random Dutch guy. He's going to flop. He inherited world-class squad. But look at the state of that post photo. It's mad, isn't it? Oh, people are just so annoying. So yeah, that's what Andrea will bring. Something different, and I'm looking forward to it. I really will. Oh, right. Can we challenge next season? In my opinion, unless Mikel changes the way that he does in-game management and player management, very much like what Cole was saying earlier, no. I'm sorry, but no. Look, will we do better than we have this season? Yeah. With the players in, yes, we will. But if you don't do in-game management better, I don't think you can win. And that's what concerns me. He needs to look. If we had a stronger bench, would he be better at in-game management? Maybe, but that again is unknown. I don't, because from what I've seen this season before, is he doesn't make the right substitutions sometimes. We're all shouting at the TV. We're all shouting, however we're watching it, and he doesn't think along the same lines as the majority of the fans do, and that concerns me. He doesn't see something that's clearly a problem, so he does something really weird that doesn't actually help. Like, mate, I've never known a manager to make so many fullback swaps, changing in one right back to another right back. Like, it's just mental. It boggles my mind. It really does. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever, in my opinion. Rumors of Martinez. Yes, he is on the list. He is, Michael. He's definitely on the list. Can you challenge? Yes. Will you challenge? No. Very good answer, to be fair, Chris. Yeah, it's pretty much how I look at it. Can we challenge? Yes. Will we challenge? No. Yeah. The other issue that we all have, and I think Liverpool have the same issue, is Liverpool don't know how their summer will go. We don't know how our summer will go. Obviously, we'll be very positive and hopefully we get everything done. But then there's a lot of outside factors. Now, I'll be honest, I think Forest will have an extremely good window if they do qualify for Champions League. Newcastle, if they qualify for Champions League, will also have a very good window. Obviously, we've got to look at the other clubs, Tottenham, Chelsea, United, City, and we don't know what's happening with City yet. So, question mark on them. Aston Villa, another team. There's so many different aspects to look at. We don't know. We haven't got a clue. So yeah, it's an interesting one. Interesting, in my opinion. Kadeem Harris was Carlisle best player today. Such a threat when in right position. Callum Whelan in midfield too. Always passing forward and scored 2 and got him from Gateshead. Good. So was he a Williamson signing then? If you got him from Gateshead. I want Xabi Alonso next season. I think Xabi Alonso knows where he's going next season, if I'm being honest. Puts the no good players in non-league myth to bed. 100%. Yeah, how to feel with it. And big up to Silver One. Hope you're doing well. I don't want to comment what I just, because I looked at Silver One's icon. Oh, I did war studies for too long. I thought something totally different. I saw your icon there. Oh, crikey. Lewis Kelly looks like one of those people favoured by fate. Hopefully he has a great game against Madrid. So do I. I really do. I think he will. And he'll be up against, I'm trying to think who plays on the right. Who plays on the right? Is it? I honestly don't know. But look, at the end of the day, Real Madrid are going to be a very hard team to beat. They are. I'm not going to be one of those that say Real Madrid are poop, because they're not a poop. They're not fantastic like they have been over the years. All of us have probably watched Real Madrid over different eras, and they've definitely had better squads in my time. But they're still Real Madrid, But yeah. Richard are poops. I knew you'd say that. Mike Williamson, I heard, could be going back to Gateshead and Rob Elliott too. Well, hello. I did tell people they were frauds in the first place. Nowhere near EFL level. I'd give Thomas Frank a shot with Arteta's resources. Yeah, I think Thomas Frank deserves a bigger job. And I hope he gets one, because I really do respect the lad. I think he's a really, really good coach. Just watch if Carlo in non-league next season, we won't go up and Williams will obligate it. Oh, jeez. Can you imagine it? Oh my god. Oh, mate, I just hope that your Civil War will take the job as well. And final one. What if Mikel leaves? Right. So I don't 100% rule out. I do think this is like a 0.1% chance, personally, at the moment, that he leaves. Because at the end of the day, he knows he's failed. And he is quite critical on himself, which I do like. I do like people that are at least honest about that they have messed up. So I would not be surprised, depending on what happens at the end, rest of the season. Let's be honest, it's not guaranteed that we get Champions League still at the moment. I know a lot of people go, "Oh, there's nowhere we'll drop that many points." You don't know. Football's mental, and if we don't start scoring goals, it's possible. Because if we don't win games, we're doomed. But I don't see him leaving. But I do see there's a chance that he might just go, you know what, I'm so sorry, guys. I've had enough. I've done my best. You know, he'd been close to resigning before. And I can see him considering it maybe. But I do feel that this won't happen until like late May, early June, you know, where he just sits back and just ponders everything that he's decided this season. And I think he knows that he's made an error. So yeah. Chris. I just read Chris's last comment. Big up to Elliot. Sorry I'm late, and if you've answered this question earlier, but can we get Isaac in need of your Sagly protection? Right. Can we get him? Yes. Will we get him? I don't know. That's the easiest way I can answer it, because I haven't got a clue. No one can predict where Newcastle are going to finish yet. No one really can predict the table yet. Apart from we all kind of expect Liverpool to win the league. Okay. Other than that, I can't predict who will finish in the top 5, other than Liverpool, obviously. And that, if Newcastle don't qualify for Champions League, Newcastle will sell him. 1, because they'll need to. 2, because Isaac will want to leave. I don't see any possibility that Isaac leaves whilst Newcastle win the Champions League, personally. That's how I look at it. I think the only way he goes, if he don't make Champions League, that's the only way I don't see. that's the only way I can see it happening, personally. I'll take Arsenal job, lads. Thank you, Chris. Also, imposter concrete. Spuds might be coming to Arsenal. Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. We're all waiting for Ethan to have his Jack Wilshere versus Barca game moment versus Madrid, and it will be beautiful to see. He'll show everyone he belongs. 100%. I'll be professional in the Jeep job as always. What happens if Mikel leaves? Answer is you get replaced for I honestly think the sporting director situation didn't help in January. It wouldn't have helped. As I said, Jason did a very good job, but at the end of the day, because Jason knew that he wasn't getting the job, he didn't feel that he could step over Mikel and go, no, we need to do this. That is the situation I felt that we had in January, where Jason just didn't feel confident enough to go, Mikel, you need to do this. That is the difference between Andrea and Edu. Now, Edu, you know, he knew he was above Mikel, because he is. You know, sporting director is above manager. But their friendship, for me, was something that they respected. Honestly, I don't think their friendship is anywhere near the level it was last summer. And this is where the difference with Andrea will be, is Andrea will go, right, you need this. Here you go. Job done. Here's a player. Excellent stuff. And that's what we need. And hopefully that is how 99% of it happens this summer. That's how I look at it. Can Arsenal get Isaac? Yes. Will they get Isaac? It's 50-50. Arsenal paid 100. Chris, you might as well just double the show for me, mate. Arsenal paid 100 million for Rice, so not afraid to overpay. 100%, mate. Like that Leclerc moment last week, he asked why my car seat wet, and team replied, "It's rain." I mean, the clerk should know that. If not, could fish in front of him. Yeah, I'll be honest. I can see. I don't know about you, but I can just see there's something brewing at Ferrari at the moment. I just feel that it's going to kick off. It's going to kick off quite soon as well. Oh, actually, Chris, before we wrap this up, Liam Lawson, I think we were totally right, weren't we? He's literally made the wrong decision. But anyway, cheers, Chris. I pray that they fail at the final head. It says Elliot. When the dog will have puppies before Arsenal. Pick up to AFC Oasis everywhere. That's very good. Oh God, yeah, probably. Happened in sprint qualifying when Leclerc was reluctant to swap positions. Yeah, he's an arrogant little twat. I'll be honest. But guys, that is that done. Thank you ever so much for all partaking. Big ups to 160 people currently watching. Really have appreciated. I've enjoyed the show. Will we get our deals done quicker with more experience, Berta? I'm always gonna stick the blame on one people when it comes to getting the deals done. Arsenal PR are an absolute nightmare. Andrea is a very good negotiator. He will get the deals done. When it comes to announcements, that will not change, I don't think, personally. Arsenal PR love to do videos, pictures, get your life story, and all this kind of stuff. But yeah, what does Bobby do when he clicks end? Yeah, pretty much. Right. Guys, I'm done. I won't be back until a week on Monday when it will be the Fulham preview. It's a long way away, isn't it? Jeez. If there's any games I decide to do next weekend, I'll obviously do them. But in terms of Arsenal content, it won't be until a week on Monday when it'll be a preview for the Fulham game. Great shows. Thank you very much, Michael. Appreciate it. Chris, but guys, hang on, nearly done an hour. But no, there's nothing for us to do. Let's be honest. There's nothing good thing happening this week. But yeah, guys, I am out of here. Enjoy the rest of your evening wherever you are. I'll speak to you later. Take it easy. Bye bye.